Hey everybody, ChristopherRodd here, and welcome to the full release of BattleTech. The game technically doesn't come out for a few days yet, but they reached out and gave us review code, which is basically the final build of the game. There might be some small tweaks between now and when the game's actually released, but we can show you anything and everything. Story, cutscenes, everything like that. So if you want to avoid spoilers, here's your warning. But I'm excited to dive into BattleTech. I've used the last 2 weeks playing the pre-release build as kind of like a training operation. And it's been very much like just drinking water from a fire hose with the amount of information that you guys have given me in all the comments in the previous videos. And I've taken them to heart. I've tried to learn what I can. There's still a lot of things I'd like to learn, like the nuances, but I have the general mechanics down. I'm feeling pretty confident with that. I know what type of mechs we should probably be running and what type of loadouts we should probably be running. And I'm really excited to do this campaign proper. So, without further ado, I'm going to actually make a recommendation here, because there's a lot more story in BattleTech than I originally anticipated. And my recommendation is going to be set the vibe. But if you don't know what that is, it's lights off, headphones on, volume up, and we're going to get right into this. I will show you the opening cinematic that I didn't show in the pre-release build, but I will show it after we load in here. We'll go about making our captain, and then we're going into the campaign. And I hope it's going to go well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. This is BattleTech. Let's have some fun. I will also add that if you guys are interested in purchasing the game and you want to support the channel, there's a link down below that you can buy it on GOG. You also get a free copy of Shadowrun Returns, and it's just a cool way to support me and buy the game from a great company.
I am Kamea of House Urano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Oh, it's so good. So good, man. Oh, I can't. I just want to, like... There's few games like The Witcher, XCOM, We Happy Few that have these really, like, unique worlds with, like, a well thought out reason as to why they are the way that they are. And this BattleTech world is like, I didn't understand how deep it was. And from what I've seen, it's just incredible. It's really incredible. People have passed me multiple recommendations of like books and really deep reading to do. If I ever had tons of extra time, I would dive in there because it seems really cool. Okay, so welcome to the Aurigan Reach. The Aurigan Reach is a small kingdom in the rimward periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of a more densely colonized inner sphere. It is home to the Aurigan Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Aurigan Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here that your story begins. Now, basically we get to decide which house our family is from. In the pre-release, I believe I chose the Rimward Periphery. I've gone through these on my own, and I'll just click through so that if you want to read them, you can read all of them. But I am going to actually pick House Merrick, I think. That's the one that seems the most interesting to me. And I'll read through that one in full, but now you guys can see all of these. All right, Free Worlds League, Merrick. Mech warriors who hail from the Free Worlds League, which is... one of the 5 successor states of the Star League. We heard about that in the opening cinematic a little bit. Located rimward and anti-spinward of Terra. Ruled by House Merrick, the League was, with the Capellan Federation, one of the original signatories of the treaties that would eventually form the Star League. They tend to be passionate, enduring fighters who value justice and equality above all else. The oldest and theoretically most democratic of the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, the Free Worlds League is actually a broad coalition of many minor noble houses. For most of the League's history, it has been ruled under the martial law by a Captain General who, by tradition, is from House Merrick. The cultural diversity and relative independence of its component regions are at once the greatest strength of the Free Worlds League and its greatest weakness. Now, what's cool about this, so in my pre-release experience, there are certain interactions that you can only have depending on where your family is from and what your history is. And that can actually have tangible gameplay impacts because based on how you handle certain situations that come up, you may get money, you may get reputation, you may lose money, you may lose reputation. Good things, bad things can happen. So we're gonna be from Merrick. So you're of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Aurigan Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Aurigan space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech, an old Blackjack BJ-1. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day of your 16th birthday, when you get to choose one of these backgrounds. And in each background, you've got a breakdown between certain stats that you're going to earn, depending on how you want your specific pilot to operate. So I'll do a quick summary of this. I've done this in the pre-release as well, but just so that everyone's on the same page. So gunnery is basically chance to hit. Tactics increases effectiveness of called shot opportunities, also reduces penalty for indirect fire, and improves the minimum range of weaponry. Piloting increases melee hit chance and base sprint distance. It also improves the threshold of stability that triggers unsteady and increases the maximum level of evasion possible from movement. We also have Guts. Improves the maximum health of mech warriors. It also reduces the penalty from weapon recoil and increases the threshold of heat that triggers overheated. And then we have... Oh, those are... Sorry, we've covered them all. Okay, so I think... Like, I really enjoy gunnery. Like, this is quite helpful just to have a higher chance to hit. Guts is also really good because it increases your max health of the mech warrior. And there's a lot of ways in which pilots will actually take damage. And if you're a little bit stronger, then you could survive a little longer, right? So I actually kind of like the idea that maybe our family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were the sole surviving member of your house. With nothing more than your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. So we have +1 gunnery, +1 guts. Out on your own, you fell into the life of, and then again, you have another benefit. Do you want to go more chance to hit, more health? Tactics are pretty good. Effectiveness of called shot opportunities, which is nice because when you use a called shot, you really do want them to hit. But I think I'm a believer in like kind of stack on what we're good at. So we could be maybe a gladiator. Each out of living is a gladiator fighting for the crowd in minor arenas, getting from paycheck to paycheck. And then gunnery is like pretty good. I think we'll take that. Until years later, you cross paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. You were a low-level champion, down on your luck, and you were one bad fight away from the gutter until Raju heard about you. He trekked all the way to Solaris to offer you passage back to the Oregon Reach and a job in the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Camilla Arano. Alright. So, our call sign. Classic, I know. There we go. Pronoun she, they, he. We'll go with he. And I think we'll go with something like this, but I'm going to customize this very similar to how I did in the pre-release. I really liked it. There's this cool, like... I like that one. I like that. I think that's different. It's the same as what I picked previously, but I can get behind it. I'm not sure that we need the makeup. The heart on her face. Oh, we've got... Okay, I see. You can get pretty in depth. Is this a tattoo? Yeah, okay. Oh, I actually kind of like that. Subtle. Very subtle. Hair, let's go a bit lighter. Naturally. You know what? We could even do this kind of like... This is kind of interesting. I dig that. I dig that. Let's go green eyes. Green might be a little intense. Let's go blue. Alright. Then we can pick our angle. That's not bad. Expression-wise... This is how I feel. Worried. Let's go with here. This looks good. Complexion. Seems fine. Okay. Christopher Odd, Mech Warrior call sign is also odd. Let's rock and roll, shall we? So here's our basic stats. Gunnery 4, Piloting 2, Tactics 3, Guts 3. The High Lord, Tamati Arano II, is dead. The Aurigan Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinoza, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Camilla Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Cordia City. And that's where we come in. Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 8:53 local time, to be specific. In 2766, Stefan Amaris of the Rimworld's Republic did something noteworthy. All right. So I will have seen a bunch of these tooltips that come up at the top. If any of them catch me off guard for things I didn't know, then I'll highlight it. All right, let's do this.
Command interface initiated.
Now, I've obviously played this mission in the pre-release, but it's gonna go much better this time. We can rotate the camera. Okay, I had the Espinoza refit yards. Rush the repairs on your Blackjack. Looked like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field test, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now, do me a favor and get that battle mech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in the actuators. Like, look how good this looks, man. How cool is that? Look at our mech. That's so cool.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
No. I never would have guessed. I brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral, and I'm worried about Lady Camilla's safety during her coronation procession. Anyways, looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of these burnt-out urban mechs and open fire.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything, but my gut tells me something's off.
So in case...
Warrior trust their instincts.
In case this is the first time you've ever seen it, I'll do like a quick overview, but most of you guys probably know all of this already. These are different weapons you can toggle on and off, and their associated chances to hit. You have melee, and then you have death from above. So melee is obviously you run up and hit them. Death from above, you jump, and you land on them. Does damage to you, but it does a lot of damage to them, as you can see. 110 damage here. So we can target any of these, he said, but we're just going to fire on them. They're just test dummies. Don't have to be too worried about it. We're just testing our weapons, making sure that we've got all the kinks ironed out.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Got him. Good shot. Your guns are in working order, at least. All right. I've been training Lady Arano since she was around 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be a just and effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital with her cousin Victoria by her side. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Anyway, we should run a check on your targeting computer. You see that drone over there? The one moving through the tree line? Put some hurt on it for me, and when it turns, take it out with a single rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving.
Camilla's like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
Alright, so he wants us to just like fire down on the target dummy. Fair enough.
All weapons committed.
Got some exposed structure, but a decent amount of armor. And now that we're facing the back...
Punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Camilla since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
Aside from me, see? He's a fan. Nice shot. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with the Oregon politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by High Lord Tamati's death. It needs a smooth transfer of power, and Camilla belongs on the Cormorant throne. Go ahead and fire up jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend this cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground there near the edge of the lake. You got it. So here's where we can jump. We'll face the next training dummy.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy detected.
Now, because we did that...
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle.
You could say
Get
that.
on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
And this is one of, like, the cooler parts about this BattleTech world is all of the ways that the environment has tangible impacts on what you're doing. It's not just cover and tiles and things like that, but, like, water, broken down, like, ground, forest, cliffs, hills, like, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Plasma leak detected, jump jet malfunction, jump jet systems damaged, system inoperable until repaired. Oh, for the love of all the gods. This is what I was insisting on a rush job. This is what I get for insisting on a rush job. Not that I had much of a choice. The Espinosa refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. Looks like they were trying to process every single Royal Guard mech in time for the coronation. There isn't any time to get your jets replaced, so we're going to have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee attack. I want to be sure nothing else is going to break down your blackjack before we take it out on the Cormorant Road. Alright, we got him. Okay, so, if we want, see how he's got that little reticule on him? We can go over and we can just attack him. We got 40 possible damage. He doesn't have a lot of armor, as you can see up here. This is his armor, especially in the core section. They're just training dummies. They get a little bit more difficult later. You'll notice we did like a headbutt there. A lot of the bigger mechs will actually have arms that they can swing and deal more damage. Good hit, at least that's solid. Alright, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to a sprint and evade my attack.
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
You got it, buddy. Okay, so we're gonna sprint, and it's gonna build up these little chevron charges, and each time it does that, so if I go here, we have 1. If I go here, we have 2, and if we go in here, we have 3. Each time that one of those is added, it makes it more difficult to hit. I kind of equate it to, like, in XCOM world as, like, having cover. And when you move your mechs at maximum distance, you generate more evasion charges, which is similar to being behind cover. However, there is actual, like, forest cover in BattleTech, but it doesn't actually change your chances to hit. It does damage reduction, which is kind of cool. Congrats, Odd. Your blackjack's as combat ready as it can be given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded, and we end the day having a good laugh about what a paranoid old man I've become. But if not, then I know that you'll be ready. Alright, it's time to move out. Lady Arano's waiting for us at the mech bay.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
We're just gonna sprint in here,
Full throttle.
and then we'll get to the real work. Odd, allow me to introduce Camilla Arano, the soon-to-be High Lady of the Oregon Coalition. Lady Victoria on this channel? Yeah, for the time being. This is the cousin, right? My father has summoned me to the Picton docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside over before the coronation. Behold, the responsibility of a noble daughter, a fount of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire Reach. Give my best to your father, and don't be late for the tourney. The gambling dens are already taking bets on how long it'll take me to cripple that customized monstrosity you pilot. Bold words, cousin. The only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. You may be ascending the throne today, but my Kega is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call a battle mech, and in the arena, I reign supreme. We'll see, cousin, we'll see. At any rate, I will see you at the tourney ground. Sir Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland, along the Cormorant Road, as is the Arano tradition. Aye, Camille, we'll get you there in one piece. Odd, fall in behind me. And remember what I told you. You got it.
Mission successful.
Alright. Let's get into the real heat here. Hyperpulse generators controlled exclusively by Comstar allow near instantaneous video communication across vast interstellar distances. company's probably loaded.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters, and the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
And there's our conflict, ladies and gentlemen. An uncle versus his niece. Whose side are we on? It's pretty clear. Coronation Day, Cordia City outskirts, 1322 local time. When High Lady Kiona Arano founded the Oregon Coalition in 2910, it comprised of only 4 different things. Now, I'm not sure how many there are. Speed is more important than firepower on escort and rescue missions. Kind of learned that in the pre-release, actually. We had an escort mission, and I literally couldn't even keep up with the group I needed to escort. Thankfully, it went okay. But I can definitely see how having lighter, faster mechs in those scenarios is probably ideal. Overall, though, I will most likely lean towards more heavily armored, larger mechs. It's a little bit safer. They could take more of a beating. All right.
Command interface initiated.
I'm gonna miss this, Raju. The clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of a battle mech. The simplicity of it. But there they are, just up ahead. The city gates and my future, all laid out before me. Wait, what's that? Smoke? It's a guard post, one of the small ones that dots the road leading to the capital. But the emergency band's been quiet all morning. I haven't heard anything about any fire.
This is damned odd, and I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Okay, okay. So, we've got these guys way up ahead of us. I think we're just going to dash ahead. We'll take force cover where we can.
Affirmative.
Even though it's not essential right now.
I'm moving out.
Just good habits, you know, build the habits. Some sort of explosion, looks recent. Do you think it was an accident? No chance. You see those scorch marks on the rubble? That's laser fire. We need to get you out of here, Kamiya, right now. I think you're right. There's a patrol Royal Guard mechs up ahead. We should go to them.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation.
Alright, because you've seen the pre-release stuff. You probably know
Thank you, Raju.
what's going down
I
here.
will
But
prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
even if you haven't seen it, you could probably figure out what's happening. Okay, so she's like... She's super tanky armor-wise, so I'm going to actually lead with her.
Roger.
I don't know, can we stay...
Standing by.
Yeah, we can. Pretty close. We might have to jump down at some point here. Actually, I think we're definitely going to have to jump down.
Acknowledged. I'm moving.
So let's move along the roads. We move a little faster there anyway.
Reading you loud and clear.
Oh, it looks like we can actually stumble down this. This is cool.
Affirmative.
And then we can just, like, fall in behind. Like I said this earlier, but one of the things I love about BattleTech in my limited experience is just the environments. They're so detailed and, like, very natural feeling. If that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'd like to be going a little further, to be honest, but this will give us the tree cover. Hail, Mastiff. Hail, Lady Arano. We were preparing for Lady Arano's coronation parade when we got word of a disturbance along the Comorant Road. A guard post behind us was attacked. Sir Raju found evidence of laser fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way, Sir Raju. We'll fall in behind you and guard your 6. Hey, tell me something, guardsman. If the road's clear, why is your battle mech damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that isn't important right now. We need to worry about Lady Arano's safety. Now, my lady, if you'll come with us. No. You're lying to us. It's my coronation day. No mech techs would have sent you out here, would have sent you out for parade duty in that condition. I'm your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here. Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them. Kill the old man and the mech warrior, but take Lady Arano alive.
Fall back.
Not gonna happen.
Get behind us.
Not gonna happen. So, these are like the, up at the top, we've got these different combat phases. This took me a while to kind of understand. But, I've got it sorted now. Feel good about it. So, these little, white chevrons here, these are our mechs. And depending on what class of mech you have, that determines generally where you're gonna fall in these phases. So, Mastiff here, he's our medium mech in the Centurion. She's a medium mech, but I think just like the type of mech maybe makes the bigger distinction on which phase you fit into. But either way, the white chevrons are us, the orange chevrons are the enemy. So in this phase, we're gonna go, and then in this one, you'll see like we will have 2 turns and they'll have 1, usually alternating in my experience. Okay, anyway, let's hammer on here. I actually, since we have so many different abilities right off the bat, I think we could multi-target. So multi-targeting lets us break down our shots by weapon onto, well, multiple targets. So you'll notice here, like, with our top 3 weapons, all of our chances are 80%. But this one, if we continue firing at this target, it's only 40%. But if we throw the target to B, it's 80% chance to hit. So from here, this is actually a pretty decent idea. So let's go for it. Got him. All right. See, because she's in the trees, automatically 25% of her damage gets reduced, which is pretty massive.
I hear you.
Now, in a perfect world, we get in behind these guys and do just tons of damage. They're a lot weaker back there. We can also take a look at our cone and see where most of our damage potential comes from. We can also highlight this and see what our chances are before we move there. This is pretty good. The long-range missile at the bottom there, less, but that obviously makes sense because long range. So, let's see. I can get in here and this is decent, but I think I'll get here and get like the full back shots. This should absolutely just crush them.
I'm on the move.
So we use that multi-shot, which is one of the possible mech, or shouldn't say mech, but like mech warrior abilities. Like the person, the pilot, has specific abilities as well. This breaching shot attacks with a single weapon, ignore, cover, and guard it on the target. This is a passive, so this is like happening if we just use one. But anyways, we can probably just hammer into one of these. And this guy, see, his core's already almost toast. He's got no armor in the back. So I will actually split my shots here. And let's do... We could just flip some of these over to B. And you'll notice the chances go down a little bit because of the fact that he's got the evasion there. Let's do this to make sure that we take out A. As close to guarantee it as possible. And then we can still dump damage into this one. Now, I don't have a way of getting behind with us in the blackjack here. What I can do is at least move to the maximum. And then we have pretty good chances with the rest of these. It's basically the only spot I can move and then still have a shot. Or still have decent shots.
All weapons committed.
Not bad. He's basically got no armor now, so anything we do to him is huge.
Talk to me.
And likely we could just run in there and punch him out if we wanted to. But I think we'll just shoot him down. Ah, we'll keep this one on.
Affirmative.
He still lives.
That was a critical hit, lad.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so he went in for an attack. Melee, just a headbutt, basically.
My damned armor's busted.
But, pretty smart. He's going down. I will say, I feel like the AI is pretty good. This mission's obviously heavily guided. But in general, the AI is pretty nice. He's more than toast here. Now, we do have a potential overheating alert here. So I'm going to turn off my lasers. And although it doesn't really matter in this mission, it's just a good habit to get into and stuff to pay attention to, so.
Copy that.
Look at that. Jeez. That's incredible.
Target eliminated.
Camilla, can you hear me? This is Alexander Madeira. Alexander, we were just attacked. The Royal Guard, my own guardsmen, tried to take me prisoner. It's happening here too. The Royal Guard are killing one another in the halls. Lord Carosa's house guard just got gunned down in front of me. The Tourney Pavilion is a slaughterhouse. I won't let these seditionists, or whoever they are, steal my birthright. We need to rally every loyalist we can find and make a push on the capital. I'll take the throne by force if I must. Go to Rotura Township. Go to the armory. Your soldiers are using it as a rallying point. I heard Lord Decimus send his house guard there a few minutes ago. Someone's here. I have to move. Rally what forces you can and meet me at the tourney grounds. Be safe. You heard him, Mastiff. Rotura Township. We'll go there, rally our fighters, and march in the southern gate with an army at our back. Camilla, I know you and Lord Madeira are friends, but we can't take what he told you on faith. Right now, we don't know who we can trust. Yeah, in this case, we do. Alexander's been my closest friend and confidant for as long as I can remember. His loyalty is beyond question. I trust him with my life and yours. Now take me to the armory. As you command, my lady.
Traitors in the guard.
Okay.
I fear this is only the beginning.
So we need to head through to this
Keep
way.
close and remember your training. Things are likely to get ugly between here and there.
Now, the fact that he lost some armor there on his left torso, it's a bit concerning, because if this gets damaged, we lose his big LRM and the ammo, so it's not great.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. We've got company.
What are they up to? Oh, is it asking? Okay, I think I have to brace here.
Stabilizing.
Oh, we didn't move. I thought we moved. That's okay. We'll catch up. Okay, we'll keep her in the front, I think.
Talk to me.
But now that these guys have engaged, let's actually just reserve and wait for these guys to come around. And by reserving on a phase, it basically pushes your actions to the next one.
Be ready.
Alright, so I definitely want to get more involved here now. I thought that we had moved up.
Throttle.
We have two choices. We wait for them to come to us, or we run at them. What I'm going to try and do is get to higher ground and still have the forest cover. We'll brace here. Nice thing about bracing is it does
I'm listening.
a little bit of damage reduction. So you gain guarded, 50% damage reduction. It also reduces your heat because you're not firing on that turn, right? Let's actually go here. Looks like we got 4 vehicles that we can engage on. Vehicles work a little bit differently from mechs as well. Vehicles, mechs have like individual structure damage on every part. Vehicles, they do as well, but if you destroy the structure of any part, then they go down in totality. So now we do have sensor lock available, and if we do this, then our other guys with longer range weapons can fire over top before they're even in range. So what I'll probably do here is let's sensor lock this. Oh, okay, even though this guy's coming up now. Basically, that'll give us vision to shoot over top without having to have direct line of sight.
Tell me what you need.
Alright. Melee also does, like, double damage, I think it is, against vehicles. It's another cool thing to keep in mind. What's our chances to hit here? Actually, not that great. Because we don't have the line of sight. From here, we would almost guarantee that we just destroy them.
Location confirmed.
So you'll see here, like, see that structure at the top? It's like, it's 11 structure on this piece. Like, 11 structure on each piece. The total is 56. But we only need to destroy one of the structures, and then the whole vehicle's toast. So this is, like, significant overkill. But
I'll make it happen.
just because it feels good, let's do it. Now, if we weren't on, like, a tutorial mission, I probably wouldn't do it because
Enemy vehicle down.
we don't need to build up all that additional heat. Alright. I'm still quite a ways back here. I'm gonna go for, like, a full sprint.
Full throttle.
These guys further back still. This guy right here, this 35 ton, he might have a chance to shoot us. Nope, not even.
Orders?
Alright. So I think we kind of want to get in there now. Let's actually reserve Mastiff's turn. There we go. Let them come to us, and then we can fire on if necessary. Basically, mosquito bites.
Okay, that one hurt.
Oh, really? Okay.
You have my attention.
Okay. Now, ideally, we should be moving to build up evasion as often as we possibly can. We can throw her in here.
I'm on my way.
This will give us the forest cover. And we'll have 1 charge of evasion. Now, the nice thing is, we can multi-target a couple of these things. We won't be able to fire everything because of our heat, but if I want, we can disperse this. So we need basically 21 damage on that left side, 26 if we hit up there, 20 here. So around between 20 and 26. So what we could do is fire 2 there at pretty good chances to hit. We can fire the LRM-5 over at this guy. Or we can do like so. The LRM-5 at the guy in the back. Something like that's decent. And pretty good chance of taking him out and starting the damage on the guy in the back.
Target's confirmed.
There we go. And now when he does come up, he's basically toast. Alright, we've got good shots there, good shots there. I think Massive can probably use multi-target to kill both of these as well. Let's target the LRM on the back there. Same with this. Let's see how we do. Nice.
Vehicle down. The poor bastards.
The poor bastards. Alright. And then we're going to move in here and fire everything we got at that last vehicle.
All weapons committed.
Nice job, kid. One fewer hostile on the board.
Thank you.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Alright.
Standing by.
Let's get in there, shall we?
I'll do what you ask.
Follow my lead.
I love the free camera as well, that you can kind of move wherever you'd like, including like the plane of view. So like if you want to be top down, if you want to be at like a 45, if you want to be like almost flat on, you can do that.
I'm listening.
Camilla, do you read me? It's Espinosa, your uncle. Do you hear me? House Espinosa is usurping the throne. It can't be, my uncle. Victoria. Camilla, I just watched an Espinosa battle mech plow through an alley full of civilians. This is happening, and it's happening now. Your loyalists have fallen back to the market district. That's where they're making their stand. What's left of the Royal Guard are doing their best, but there's something wrong with the battle mechs. Wait, what's that sound? Oh, God. Hello.
Alexander!
It's over, Camilla. Your ascendancy, the Urano legacy, all of it. Victoria, what have you done? You know, Camilla, for years I loved you like a sister, but then my father helped me see it. Your family's complacency. What it's done to the Reach. Our nation dwindles like a dying star, and House Urano is to blame. My father offered you a path to glory. I'd have fought under your banner proudly, served as your strong right hand. It was like a knife in my heart when you turned him away. Damn it, Victoria. I taught you better than this. You taught me lies. Camilla, for the love that I once bore you, I'm going to give you a chance to surrender. I'll even spare the old man and his mech warrior if you stand down now. I don't want to see you hurt, but you cannot be allowed to rule. I'll see you hang for this, Victoria. You and your father both. You hear me? You're traitors to the Reach, and I will fight you to the last. Then you truly are a fool. I'll spare you in spite of yourself, but you've cost your royal escort their lives. Destroy the enemy forces. Hello.
Attention, all Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Urano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command. Fail to follow these instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
Okay, so she drops in 3 mechs, a Cicada, a Spider, and a Locust. These guys, the Spider and the Locust, are lighter mechs. You can see this guy's got 8 jump jets shooting medium lasers. This guy's got lasers and short-range missiles. And then the Cicada, he's going to be the one that's a little bit harder to tear through, but their armor is pretty weak, so we have a decent chance of actually just crushing these things. If I position correctly, I can get really good shots off on the cicada straight away. Now, I don't want to have to shoot from directly in front if I can. At an angle, I think, is generally better. Which way is he facing? So he's already facing, like, out this way. So maybe if I take this path... We don't have the forest for damage reduction. But what we lack there, we make up for in our own targeting. Maybe take them down before they can act. So I'm going to try and focus down the guy with all the firepower, or with more of the firepower first. And most of this is going to go through this side of his body, which is, like, really under-armored.
All weapons are go.
Like, that is a ton of damage right there. We've already destroyed parts of him that he now can't even... He won't be able to use. So weapons, etc. You can blow these off. Ammo you can explode. The mechs are really dynamic. Super cool.
They punched through my defenses.
He's doing okay.
You just made a terrible mistake.
Alright. Now, the other thing we could have considered... maybe it would have been smarter. We could have tried to take out one of these mechs, knowing that they were going to act next. The lighter mechs usually act first, so that they wouldn't even have had shots. But we have a really good chance now of
Tell me what you need.
finishing this guy off. So we do have to watch our positioning a bit from this mech. I think as long as we position facing him, trying to tank it that way, they're light enough where they can just move around us anyway, so it's tough to kind of avoid. See this? Like, this is all exposed, so he's pretty screwed. Oh, I should have multi-shot this, actually. See, like, all that extra damage there, we could have distributed onto this mech.
Scratch one.
That's okay.
Hostile.
Alright. Let's come in here. Let's hammer on this guy. Even though these are only 30%, I'm still going to take the shots. Heat-wise, like, we're fine. But it would have been really nice to distribute that damage that we just hammered into the almost dead guy.
Incoming transmission.
Attention, citizens.
Attention,
Oh.
citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Oregon Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good
Hostile
sign.
units, stand down, and you have my oath that you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired upon.
Okay, so...
My father placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust. He was family.
You can see here, this guy's almost dead, so we're gonna take what we just learned and switch that up a little bit. We'll fire the LRM at this guy, and let's maybe fire one of the lasers at him as well. This should be enough to kill him. There we go. And with these guys not moving, that's a good sign for us. They're not building up evasion, they just shoot back.
Just barely.
If we get in a standoff with these lighter mechs, we'll always win.
Reading you loud and clear.
We can get right in there. I'm gonna do it. Just for intimidation alone. Worth it. Let's not overheat, I guess. Turn off the LRM. Because it's not going to hit anyway.
Taking the shot.
See this M laser crit? So this is their medium laser got crit. We knocked her down because this bar represents, like, stability. I think it's missiles that do most damage against stability. And the cool thing is when a mech is downed, when a mech is downed like this, we are able to use a called shot. Now, we don't have it available yet as an ability, but this skill right here is something that we can use later. Because he's down, we can say, let's call a shot. Now, in this scenario, we're just going to aim for the torso because that's our most likely place to hit. But if you want to get strategic and figure out how to get more mech salvage, sometimes you want to blow off legs or the head to get the maximum number of salvage. And using called shots is a decent way to do that. Camilla, do you read me? Alexander, thank the gods. I thought I lost you when the bombs fell. You very nearly did, Camilla. The city is lost. We have to get off this planet. We need to do it now. I can't abandon Cor Madeira. This is my home, my birthright. The battle's over, Camilla. Lord Madeira has the right of it. It's time for you to run. Escape from this madness and live to restore the Coalition another day. You were both right. My uncle has won. The Reach is his. We'll mourn for it later, both of us. But now we need you to move. I have a dropship waiting at Shepherd's Pass. I'm on my way there right now. Hurry and meet me there, please. We're on our way.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. We will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
Okay. Destroy the Espinosa vehicles. All friendly units must survive.
Orders.
Alright. Now, I could sensor lock this, actually. And I probably will. I'm just gonna move a little bit right here and get into cover.
Roger.
The forest. And then we'll sensor lock this. Now, I previously had misunderstood how to use sensor lock really well. The fact that we can just see them as these orange blips means that we can sensor lock them. I previously understood it as, like, we would have to be able to see how that guy's, like, come out of the fog of war kind of thing. I was previously under the impression we can only tag the ones that we have the visual of.
I hear you.
But now, what's cool...
Tell me what you need.
...is if we wanted to, the sensor lock target, we... Oh! Wait, did I misunderstand how I just used that? Oh, it might be because I'm like... Let's see.
Reading you loud and clear.
I can't target from here. But let's move up.
I'm on the move.
Anyways, the sensor lock should allow you to be able to shoot over obstacles and things if you have the range on targets that are typically outside of your range. So like this, I think. Because this target, if I'm not mistaken... Yeah, we have the sensor lock there. Okay, perfect. So I might have just been out of range completely. However, we've got a bit of a heating problem. This is not great. But it could be worse. I am going to go... Nah, let's not multi-target this.
I'll do what you ask.
Alright. Not much I'm going to be able to do here. We'll block that path up. I'm just going to dash in there, build up a bunch of evasion, so if they do shoot at us, likely to dodge some of it.
Terrible mistake.
Talking tough.
Talk to me.
Alright, let's get right in here. Alright, let's multi-target. We'll put the LRM-10 on B. Let her rip. Nice job. Nice job.
Brave, I'll give you that much.
Alright, now we just need to get to evac. Easier said than done.
Full throttle.
It's your last chance, cousin. Don't make me order your death. Do whatever you must, betrayer. Headstrong fool to the end. Damn you for this. Captain House, destroy them. Mastiff, my cousin, all of them. Leave no survivors.
As you command, my lady.
This is a cool... I like these, I like the missions that kind of evolve over time, where it's like, oh, do this. Oh, and now you gotta do this without knowing it.
Yes, I hear you.
This one we know because this is the tutorial, right? But... Okay, she's got a little bit of a heat problem. And so... I think we're gonna have to just kind of use up what we can. We got 2 turrets here, and then this Wolverine, which I'm not thrilled about dealing with.
I'm on it.
But there's not going to be a whole lot we can do here because of our heat buildup, so... I'm actually just going to brace for next time. And then we're going to move our blackjack out of here. Or at least leapfrog it where we can. Do I have any good forest tiles? Yeah. Won't be able to use the lasers, but that's okay. This Wolverine, medium lane laser, short range, got the AC5s. We could just try and take these out. If these all hit, it would do it. He's got 90 plus 7. We could deal a maximum of 100.
Engaging target.
We whiffed a couple of them. It's okay. We really got to reposition our blackjack here. It looks like he's targeting Mastiff. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is shuffle over here. And try and finish off one of these turrets. This guy only needs like a little tap. I don't have multi-target on odd. But we should be able to clean up this one.
All weapons committed.
There we go. And then likely we can use multi-target to finish off the other one with Kamiya.
I'm listening. I'm moving out.
Let's turn these all on. Let's target first. Alright. So we just need like a tap. So we'll use this to hopefully finish that one. Everything else on the Wolverine.
I'll make it happen.
Nice. Got a jump jet destroyed. Turrets down. You can see how, like, attacking a mech front on, there's just a lot more places they can hit, so it can use up a lot more of its armor. Whereas on the sides, it's obviously way more exposed. But he's done a good job of positioning himself with something to his back, so it's not as easy to do.
Moving out.
His stability is already pretty crazy. So he's not in a good spot here. Whoa! Blew off the left arm. Nice shot. Nice shot. Little multi-target from him as well, I see. Fair game. Fair game.
Standing by. Confirmed.
He's in a bit of trouble here. We can't fire our full complement, but that's okay.
I'll make it happen.
And then last but not least, what has he got going on? So both of his sides are in a lot of trouble. AC2 is at 40 from here. What if I don't go in that close? Here, let's fire from here.
All weapons committed.
Got him.
Enemy mech destroyed.
All right. Down one arm, down a weapon. We just need to get to the evac.
Affirmative.
Roger that.
Thank the gods you made it, Kamiya. Captain Halverson's prepping the engines now. In another 5 minutes, we'll be ready to depart. 5 minutes is a long time, Odd. You see Lady Arano to the... Oh, Odd, you see Lady Arano to the docking ramp. When she's aboard, come back to me. We'll hold this pass against whatever comes.
Thank you, Sir Raju. Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today. I promise you that. Copy
Let's
that.
get her in there. Alright, I trained you for this. We'll fight side by side, watch each other's backs. Above all else, we keep Lady Arano safe, protect the dropship, it's all that matters. Warning, engine critical. Warning, error. Shutdown initiated. Error, reactor offline, weapons offline, systems inoperable. Trouble with your blackjack, God? Shame, that's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately. You have numbers on us, and you've resorted to sabotage, and you're gloating about it? You've got no honor, you vicious little brat. Not you nor your backstabbing father. Shut your mouth, old man. Our father's a great man, and I swear to all the gods you will suffer if you insult him again. Your father's a coward, and so are you. Odd, I want you to eject now. Punch out. You're no good to anybody in a broken mech, and I won't let you die today. Eject, mech warrior, now. That's an order. Now come for me, Victoria. Your teacher is waiting. Come and show me what you've learned.
Mission successful.
We got it. But at what cost? Kamiya Arano dead. Deposed noble killed during the escape. 8 hours later, high orbit, Coromadeer. Easy there, Christopher. You took a nasty crack in the head when they punched you out. Don't worry, you're safe now. My name is Darius Oliveira, and I am the XO of Markham's Marauders. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when. I'll introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was on the supply run in the Market District when the bombs fell. Well, he didn't make it. Why'd you rescue me? Seemed appropriate given the circumstances. After seeing what happened to Markham, it didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new directorate. When we picked up your broadcast on the emergency band, we knew what we had to do. What about Mastiff? We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard in a handful of deployments, and Sir Raju earned my respect many times over. His death is a loss for us all. What about the Blackjack? Yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it into the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang said that your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move. So what happens now? Well, things aren't looking so hot around here, what with the coup and all. House Espinosa's directorate is the new de facto government in the Oregon Reach. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arano is dead. Her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. It's all over the news. What a waste. Our sentiments exactly. We're getting the hell out of Oregon territory. I've already booked transport on the first jump ship out. We're heading to a nice quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier on the Canopian border. Not a cheap trip, but we'll worry about how we're going to pay for it later. As for you, you've got options. According to the Blood Chit, you've got family out in the Free Worlds League. The Blood Chit is basically your ID. If you want, I could look into booking you transport on a freighter bound for Merrick Space. I can't make any promises, but I'm willing to try. So this is where our ancestry comes into play. The League isn't my home, never has been. My family moved to the Reach before I was born. In that case, you could stay with us for the long haul. When we get to where you're going, we can drop you at the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a place for yourself there. Of course, I'll need you to pitch in for your share of the fuel plus food, lodging, and repairs on your mech. Fair's fair, after all. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off the debt, and you ran with Mastiff, so I know you've got the chops. Think over it. Think it over. Sleep on it. You've had a hell of a day, and you've got a long road ahead. 3 years later. We've been spending some time bonding. All right, I think this is where I'll leave us, guys. This first mission was very similar to, well, it was the exact same mission that we did in the pre-release build. But being in some new campaign, I did make some different choices. I understand combat a hell of a lot better than I did starting it. So, yeah, I will wrap up here. We'll pick up right in the next mission when we start. So let's load in there, and then I'll do our save and wrap it up. But thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. If you've watched this and you saw the pre-release stuff, once we get access to just controlling our own contracts, things will be very different. Which contracts we take, which system we visit, where we go, etc., and so on and so forth. How we build out our mechs. But got to start a new campaign. Got to go through the first main story mission. So here we are. If you guys liked it, I would really appreciate if you could thumbs up the video. It helps me out a lot. Otherwise, thanks so much for the advice. If you have additional insights, let me know. If you guys have ideas for mech names, we can rename the actual mechs themselves, not the mech warriors. But if you guys have ideas for how to rename some of the mechs, I'd be open to hearing that. But I'm okay leaving them stock as well. So I'll start the mission here, and then we will save and wrap it up for today. And I'll probably pump out another video later on in the same day that this is released. And then we'll be moving through in a different campaign with different choices. So wish me luck. We'll see you guys in the next one.